Hey everybody, it's Calvin the Go here, and I'm just here to discuss the Yonko system and who I think will be the Yonko at the end of the series, and if the system will even be in place anymore. And I also would appreciate if everybody can give me a like, share, and subscribe. And let me get into the video now. So, at the end of the day, I think the final Yonko will be Luffy, Buggy, Law, and Kid. Let me give an explanation why. Luffy is the obvious one. Buggy for memes. Kid, he has a lot of things that I think everyone would assume that you would need to become a Yonko, and Law has a lot of them as well. The only thing he doesn't have is crew. So let me start off with Luffy. Luffy is the obvious one. He has an amazing crew. He has a grand fleet. He has territory now with Wano. He has everything you need. Um, we knew he was going to be Yonko as soon as the Yonko system became a thing, and everyone was really excited to see how he would come to power, how he would rise, and now he's defeated Kaido. Now we have commanders, we have multiple people with billion, 900 million berry bounties. We're in the end game now. You know what I'm saying? You really can see how we're near the end of the story. It's really exciting to see the Straw Hat's growth, and he's the one who's the easiest to talk about. Now we go to Buggy. Buggy is a really interesting case because clearly he's the meme of the group. Clearly he's the one who we know isn't really that powerful. We know Mihawk has a higher bounty than him as well, which is actually really interesting. So technically his right hand man has a higher bounty than him. I know some fan bases will run with that. But excuse me. But yeah, it's obvious he's the meme of the group, but they have an amazing force. They have Mihawk, Buggy, Crocodile, and hopefully the men. They're going to be hunting down the Marines. They're going to have multiple evil organizations working under them, trying to help them do the Marine huntings thing. So, really, there's endless possibilities in what they can do. They are a threat to the world government. Their bounty is going to continue to grow. They're going to wreck stuff. If they, whoever they want to hunt, there's a pretty high possibility that they can get them. Granted, I don't think anyone high level is going to be sacrificed to help the status of the Cross Guild. A lot of Oda's writing is more on the portrayal of things than the actual feats. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any actual Marines, like high class Marines, that get captured um, from Cross Guild. I'm not sure if that will happen. And really, at the end of the day, Oda hasn't done a good enough job establishing the vice admirals. So, and we all kind of know that the admirals are going to be an end of series type of opponent at the final war, probably. So I don't see any of them being sacrificed in that way. It's just hard pressed for me to see them doing that. But at the end of the day, it's a Yonko crew. Crocodile's connections. We know how he works. We know he's a very smart man. We know he can do basically whatever he wants. We know he's a schemer. We know he's powerful. He has all the tools. Mihawk has the strength. Mihawk is the bodyguard of the top tiers of the Crosby, if you will. No one's gonna mess with him easily. It's gonna take a lot to actually take down Mihawk, to take down Crocodile, take down any of them really, because they have so many people backing them now. So that'll be really exciting to see what happens there. A lot of people are wondering if Oda will take the gag even farther and maybe potentially make Buggy the king of the world or the pirate king. Um, I think Pirate King is not gonna. I don't think. I think that would be kind of nasty if Oda made Buggy the Pirate King, even if it was a joke for like a second. Um, but I do think there's a high possibility seeing his trajectory, seeing how he went from being a warlord to a Yonko. I'm like, all right, let's see what's above a Yonko. What's higher than that? You know what I'm saying? King of the World is being the next Imusama after Im gets defeated by Luffy. Maybe that might be it. He might sit on that throne, and everyone's like, Buggy is the king of the world government. He's the head honcho. He runs the One Piece world. That would be funny to me. he just gets credit for whatever Luffy does. And obviously Luffy doesn't care to be the king of the world. He wants people to be free. So that's not something he cares about. I think it would be funny. I think that would be he would just take the meme to all time highs. Because clearly at this point he's the Yonko now, so the meme has no boundaries, right? He can do whatever he wants with it. So, and next I'm gonna go to Law. Law is the one who I think is the hardest pressed to become the Yonko. And another thing I haven't talked about is Blackbeard and Shanks not being Yonko. I think number one, Blackbeard will be defeated by Luffy. You know, I think that's just like that's been set in stone for a long time. I think it's an obvious one. And Shanks might get defeated as well. We don't know. There is a possibility that Shanks doesn't get defeated, but I think a lot of people theorize that he'll be defeated by Blackbeard. And of course, as a Shanks fanboy, I don't want that to happen, but I can't deny that there is a high possibility that those two meet. And just narratively, Shanks has to lose that, and it sucks when things have to happen just for the narrative. It just wouldn't make sense for one of the final villains that Luffy has to defeat to get defeated by Shanks. That is what makes sense, unless Oda pivots. Nah, that's just not happening. Luffy and Blackbeard, that is going to be the smoke. That is going to be one of the final battles in the series. Some people say it might be the final battle. I'm not sure on that yet because a lot of people say it could be Kainu, it could be Im-sama, it could be Blackbeard. Those are the top three. It really just depends on your order. Um, and then, oh, sorry, with Law. Law, it's an interesting thing with Law because he's the one who doesn't have a crew. He just straight up doesn't have a crew. His crew is garbage. His right hand man is Beppo. Beppo, the right hand man of Law, isn't even beating Chopper. So I don't even think that's a hot take. I think we saw Chopper fight with Queen a little bit. Beppo literally fought her gifters the whole arc and did nothing. It's kind of disappointing that Law has such a bad crew, but I think Oda eventually has to give him someone. Like give him someone competent. I really would have been excited if he got some of the flying sis something. I don't think that's gonna happen. But maybe it did. Maybe Oscar-He's got some of the flying sis tied up and then, become his, one of his main fighters. Or maybe Hawkins isn't dead and he's a member of the crew. I don't know. He just needs somebody because he has the juice. He is one of the strongest characters. He has a big presence. Everyone loves him. The ladies love him. He is a very impressive character. Him and Kid together defeated a Yonko. So he has the power. He has a 3 billion berry bounty, so the influence is getting up there. He just doesn't have the territory or the crew to have that kind of bounty, have that kind of status. But I think he's very close. I just think it's not even about him personally, it's more about the people around him who have been supporting him and how weak they've been. I mean, really, when you think about it, in terms of the Heart Pirates, his top three commanders are Beppo, Sachi, and Penguin. And the Hawkins caught his top three commanders. Could you imagine how badly Hawkins would get destroyed if he tried to fight Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei? Solo, they washed him. We already saw Zoro against them early in the arc with no Enma. So imagine him with Enma, with Conqueror's Haki, Sanji, with Ifrit Janbei, with all the new things. I just think it just wouldn't be even close. So it's hard to say that he's going to be Yonko one day, but I think he just will get people that will finally be able to support him in terms of combat. He may have moral support with his guys, but as a crew, they kind of suck. So I hope he gets stronger crewmates so he can become a Yonko because he has all of what it takes. His amazing ability, he can command, he can plan, he's really strategical. I just think he needs stronger people and he will be set. Of course, territory as well, but I think at the end of the day, he needs a strong crew and he got it. Last one is Kid. Kid is an easier one to discuss because he has a supernova under him. So you can really see the potential in, one of his crewmates in Killer. He's kind of similar to to Law in terms of the rest of the crew. They haven't been fleshed out at all. I can assume they're decently strong, but really there's not much to go off of that. But I think he needs some more people as well. I don't know how much territory he has, if he has any, but he has himself, he's rather powerful. He has a strong right hand man. I think he has what it takes. He has Conqueror's Hockey. So I think Kid has a higher chance of becoming Yonko than Law, and he just seems to have that ambition, that drive, the passion to become the Pirate King. Law doesn't have the same ambition, but I think at the end of the day, he will just get it just because of his status. I mean, he already has a Yonko level bounty, but he just doesn't have that status yet. Um, Kid is the easier one to think of because I think he'll have advanced Conqueror's Hockey by the end of this series. I think he'll be one of the top 10 strongest of all time. He kind of disappointed me in Wano, but I think Oda has been building him up and up and up, and it would be really disappointing if he didn't give him a lot. If he didn't just become one of the best of all time. So I think the final so my final statement is I think the final Yonko will be Luffy, Buggy, Law, and Kid. And thank you guys for watching this video. I would really appreciate it if you guys watch some of my other videos and like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you all later. Have a good day.